In this story, we start with our main character, Nick Carraway. He is the only perspective that we get to see within the book. He's a bit more of an outsider since he comes from Minnesota to New York to learn about the bond business. In this book, there are two parts of Long Island, the West Egg and the East Egg. The West Egg is new money people, and the East Egg is more the old money people. Nick, in this, moves to the West Egg next door to his neighbor Jay Gatsby. He's one of the more wealthier people in the West Egg, and he usually has big parties at his house at night. One afternoon, Nick goes to his cousin's house in the East Egg, Daisy and her husband Tom, just to see what's going on with their lives. From this meeting, we also get introduced to Jordan, the woman who seems to know everything about what's happening in the background. Another thing at the near end is that Nick gets to learn how Tom has another woman in New York. The next day, Nick goes with Tom to meet his mistress, who we learn is named Myrtle, and is cheating on her husband much like Tom is with Daisy. Later on, Myrtle starts to talk to Tom about Daisy, about how she should be able to say her name, which then leads Tom punching her in the face. As we move on more into the season, Nick is invited to one of the Gatsby's parties. He goes to the party with Jordan and finds there are rumors about Gatsby's past. Additionally, Nick gets to meet Gatsby in person, and he finds out from Jordan that Gatsby is in love with Daisy. With this in mind, Nick invites him to tea while Daisy is there so they can meet again. When they meet again, they reestablish their relationship with each other and start another affair with Nick in the room. Tom begins to take notice of Daisy's behavior with Gatsby until all accumulates into a fight between the three. After their fight, they go in their cars and start to drive home. Though in this drive, Myrtle is killed by Gatsby's car. Nick learns in the other day that Daisy was driving the vehicle by Gatsby. He wanted to take the blame instead. The next day, Tom tells George, Myrtle's husband, that Gatsby was the car's driver, and with this information, George concludes that Gatsby was her lover and sets out to kill him, which he did while Gatsby was in his pool, and then he ended up killing himself too. At the end of the book, Nick gives a funeral for Gatsby, and he finds himself disgusted with the people around Gatsby's life and the people in the East Egg. So he returns home and reflects upon the corruption and how money and dishonesty have on the dream of America, where he believes that the dream is over and dead, all due to a immoral society.